So good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming to this information session and a couple of talks that we have on new programs for September. My name is Nuala McGuinn, and I'm working here at the Centre for Adult Learning and Professional Development. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the first program that's new. It's called the Part-Time Diploma in Business Studies. It's actually a higher diploma in business studies. And I'm really passionate about this course because, believe it or not, 25 years ago, I did it myself as a full-time student. I feel a bit strange saying it was actually almost 25 years ago, but it was. And I have to say, it was definitely the program that, for me, changed my pathway. My background was in education, I was teaching, and I really wanted to do something else. I was quite young when I qualified, and I just felt, I want to have options. I loved what I was doing, but I just wanted options. So I'm not sure what your reason today is for coming. You may be somebody who really wants to change careers completely. Or you might be somebody who is in, say, a science background or working in an engineering role. And because of where you are today, there are people who are asking you questions that are kind of moving into the business area, and you feel you need some qualification and some language around that will help you be more effective in your job. So whatever your reason, I think the idea of a higher diploma conversion program is, I think, really a great option for people. So I'm not going to spend too long on this particular slide, but just to say to you that it's a course that's designed for non-business graduates. So it's going to give you the fundamentals of business. And what you're going to cover in a program like this, you're going to do modules in the area of marketing, you're going to do some finance, you'll do economics, you'll do management, and you'll do some information systems modules. Now, you're not going to become a qualified accountant out of doing this. You're not going to become an economist either. But what you are going to get is a great sense of what those business concepts are and a very strong theoretical foundation in the area. And in addition to the technical content you'll get from the program, you're also going to be doing assignments, whether as an individual or whether as a team. And you're going to develop a lot of those, what we term professional transferable skills, things like writing skills, communication skills, presentation skills, networking, all of that type of stuff that goes on in any course in addition to kind of the technical knowledge. So in terms then of the structure of the course, it's a 2-year program. It's starting in September. We even have the date, it's September 7th. And it's a level 8. It's a postgraduate, but it's level 8. So that is because it's a conversion program. And on the National Framework of Qualifications, postgraduates are normally level 9. And this one is level 8 in the sense that it's converting you into business. And we've prepared it such that if you wanted to go on and do a master's in particular areas, that option is open to you as well. Now, it's really flexible because we've designed it for people who are working full-time. And you won't actually have to come to the university campus at any stage except for 2 of our exams. But beyond that, everything else, your course content will be given online, all your lectures will be online, and your assignments, all of it will be online. The 2 exams that you will have to come to campus for are financial accounting and the introduction to management accounting. And that's really because they're numerical exams. You're writing numbers, you're doing computation, and really for the standards of the accountancy bodies, we need to have evidence of a written exam. But everything else will be done in terms of assignments. There'll be some online exams as well, but for the most part, you'll be doing it at home. So I think for somebody who really is working shift work or just really can't get to go away, you might not be living nearby, the time on the road can be saved by time at the desk and doing some study. So what can you expect? So you'll get live lectures. That will be what we term asynchronous. So you don't actually have to be sitting at 7 o'clock in your evening to get them. They'll be recorded and you'll be able to review them afterwards. But you can be there when they're delivered live, and that's an option for you. We'll also do things like podcasts, and podcasts are really just short little synopsis of maybe a topic in the program area. And it's something you can just listen to yourself. You can listen to it in your own time. You can download it, and you can do it when you're out walking or when you're on the bike or whatever. You can actually listen to it anytime, any place. And we have screencasts as well. So there are more video recordings of where our lecturers will actually take topics from the modules, and they will just talk about them for very short periods of time, because we know people's attention span can get, it's hard to keep concentrating and watching. So we keep them short, and they may be just for a particular problematic area in a module, or just like, for example, the example there is solving an equation. We'll also give you all your reading materials, and assignments will be online, and there'll be lots of other resources that you'll be able to access. So that's kind of how the program will look. And then in terms of the content, and here's where it gets interesting. Well, what will you actually cover? So for year one, you'll be doing 6 subjects or 6 modules. All of them are worth 5 credits, so you'll be doing 30 credits overall. So you'll be doing an information management module for business. You'll be doing the microeconomics module. You'll be doing 2 accounting ones. One is financial accounting, and then the other one is management accounting. And then we'll get you to do 2 management ones. One is contemporary management thought and leading and managing people. So it's a nice mix between the numerics, the economics, the accounting, and then the more management and qualitative modules. And then in year 2, then when you progress, you'll do 2 core courses. We'll bring you into marketing. As you can see, you haven't done marketing in year 1 at all. So you'll be doing marketing, foundations of marketing thought, and a marketing management module. And then as you kind of progress in second year, you'll be able to select 4 electives. So it's nice, because what you can do then is you can really say, well, what am I doing in my particular career or profession, and how will I specialize? So you have choices there from quite a long list. Things like organizational psychology, organizational change. You can do a business intelligence and analytical one. You can do strategy, or you can do more marketing cases and marketing strategy. So you can decide kind of as you progress in second year, if for your particular area you want to try and do another module in that specialism. And what you'll also be doing is you'll be taking these courses alongside, for the most part, students who are doing a Bachelor of Commerce program, which will have the same structure. It'll be fully online. So you'll be dipping in and out with different classes, which is nice actually, because you get to know each other virtually online, and there's great exchange of experience with students, again, because the course structure allows you to discuss topics together online, and you'll be meeting people virtually who are in different maybe businesses or maybe different professions. So you get a really diverse sense of thought and thinking about some of the topics that you'll have to discuss. So that's our content. Just coming back to the delivery method, which is something I've mentioned earlier. So you won't actually need anything but access to the Blackboard system. Now, Blackboard is our online learning environment, and all our course materials will be there. You should expect for each module to have about 4 to 5 online lectures, and they're asynchronous, and as I mentioned, you actually don't need to be on site. There'll be financial accounting, there will be some extra synchronous, so you will be timed, as in we'll tell you when they're happening and we'll expect you to be present for those. But again, it's through an online environment. And the reason why I've mentioned accounting a couple of times is that we know from practice and from history with adult learning is that that's a module that some people can be challenged with, because you're kind of getting back into numbers and stuff that you mightn't have had experience for a while. So we've taught the module before, and we know from experience that we need a little bit extra. The students tend to need a little bit extra help, so we provide that ahead of time. You'll have some discussion forums. And you'll also expect that your lecturer will be available for around 2 hours a week at different times. You'll be told when they're available, and they'll be able to support you if you have queries. They'll be providing you with feedback on your assignments, and there'll be a general support for you while you're studying. Really, what we always say is you're never alone. And most of the modules will be done by continuous assessment, which is fantastic, because as adult learners, we tend to be very ambitious for ourselves. And you might know this, but once you start getting assignments to do and you get your results, you do become very interested in high grades, and you do motivate yourself really well. I can know from experience. And the assignments can be different things, like there could be an essay, there could be a group project, it could be an accounts report, if it's in accounting, and there'll be some online tests, might be multiple choice questions that will be timed, but they'll all be told ahead of time. You know when you have to deliver, and we try for as much as we can to make sure that you're not overloaded with assignments to be delivered in 1 week. We do have a global view of how the modules are delivered, and we do talk with the lecturers to see when we can balance the return of assignments, because if you have 3 assignments, for example, in one module to do, and you're doing 3 modules in that term, you could end up with a lot of assignments. So we're trying to pace it as best we can so that you're not overloaded. And just an example there in terms of the marketing management, an assignment there that will be required is a learning journal, and which is worth 30% of your marks. You'll be doing some multiple choice questions. You'll have a game, there's a kind of a simulation game, which is particular to that module to do, and you'll have a critical reflection report. So you know ahead of time what percentage each assignment represents, and also when you'll have to deliver it. So this is just a former student who did the diploma. In this case, this student had English and geography in their background, so an ideal candidate for the programme, who just wanted another career pathway available to them. And they did it, and they felt that it was offering them a well-rounded business education, and it opened doors. And personally, from my experience, it certainly put me on a career pathway that, had I not done this course, I wouldn't have done today. So I think, Bonnie, that's all of our, it's an important one, yeah. So in terms of cost, so it is 2,250 per annum. Non-EU fees are slightly higher at 2,750. But if you are, we also have a scholarship scheme for somebody who may be in receipt of a Department of Social Welfare benefit of those that I've listed there, and there's a 30% discount. And fees are generally paid in 2 installments. In term 1, half the fee by the end of October time, and then the second half of the fee by the end of January. So that is that. In terms of applying, our link for this program will be open in about 10 days time. It's a new program, and it's a systems piece that we have to make sure that our curriculum management system is linking up with our application system. It takes a little bit longer for that connection to happen. So if you want to note the URL, it should be opened in about 10 days. We're also taking a list of student names and email addresses for anyone who is interested. And Louise upstairs at the Commerce and Business stand, just as you come in on the left, she'll take your name and we'll give you a prompt when it's open. But we'll have offers going out pretty quickly once we have our links opened. And as I say, we'll be starting the program in September. So that's a whistle-stop tour of the Higher Diploma in Business Studies. First time to offer it part-time and fully online. So delighted. And I think it's definitely meeting a need, because we've got a lot of interest in students who have said to us, or prospective students, that they would just love an opportunity to have a conversion program, and based on either their profession or just their interest in a new career pathway, that this is something that they're interested in.